Welcome to a review of the new Pasocom Music Club album, Fine Line. Pasocom Music Club is a group I discovered around the release of their last album, Sea Voice, and they're one that immediately caught my attention. They have a really diverse sound and some incredible songs, see Hikari from Night Flow for just one example. So I was super excited for this one. Usually I like to do a, will this album live up to the hype thing, but I'm gonna skip that. This album is great. Following a quick intro that sets up the alien and space themes of the album, we get into Pump featuring chelmico. The moment I saw the first song on this album would have a chelmico feature, I knew it would be special, and I was totally right. If you followed chelmico, you know that they're able to bring the energy wherever they go, and that includes here. This is a super fun song. It's also really catchy. The chorus on this song gets stuck in your head constantly, and I've listened to this 32 times in the week since it came out, which is a lot. This song is super energetic, it's super re-listenable, it sets a fantastic tone for the rest of the album, and as the title suggests, it gets you pumped. Great start to the record. Chapter XXXX sounds way different and yet is really good. Instead of the manic synth-pop sound they showed off on Pump in the single KICK&GO, this song takes a funkier approach, harkening back to their first album, Dreamwalk. This is really similar to a song like Virtual TV from that album, and it's a sound that they haven't really touched since. I was looking for more of that kind of stuff from them though, and this scratches that itch. The super processed vocals sound more like an instrument in the mix than actual singing, which is a technique these guys always tend to nail. This one probably isn't as re-listenable as Pump is because of the pretty repetitive vocal sample, but it's another great song. I've listened to this one way too much too. Following that is the 1 minute It's Not Ordinary, which is some kind of weird trap Shibuya-K song. This sounds honestly completely out of place, and I'm not sure why it's here, but it's not bad. If they were gonna do something like this, I'd like to see the sound explored more beyond just a minute and nothing else. I'm gonna use this time to say that if you do want more of this, check out The French Operation by Girls B. It's a whole album that sounds like this, and it's great. For the next song, it's one of two singles for the album, KICK&GO featuring Hayashi Aozora, which initially came out in July 2022. That feels like a more fitting release date for this because this is absolutely a summer pop song. This was the first song after Sea Voice, and it was such a crazy departure. While that album focuses a lot on atmosphere and space in the instrumental, this song is on a mission to be as claustrophobic as possible, in a good way though. In sharp contrast to the airy vibes on tracks like Panorama from the last album, KICK&GO blasts you with constant vocals or vocal samples, frantic, constantly shifting drum lines, and a new sound every 20 seconds or so. This is Pasocom Music Club at their most chaotic, and I adore it. It wasn't as immediately striking as some other songs here, but it absolutely rewards you on subsequent listens. So the start of this album is pretty pop-focused. The middle is not. On Dogfight, the album turns into straight-up house. So some quick background here. Prior to this album release, the group released a 2-pack of EPs called Depot, comprised of house cuts, drum and bass songs, stuff like that. Tracks 6 to 8 here feel like a third one of those EPs. While a drastic change in sound like this could go very wrong in the hands of many other groups, Pasocom Music Club are versatile enough to pull this off. Dogfight is a super quirky track that samples, would you believe it, dog barking noises. This is the kind of silly house song that I just can't see too many other people or groups pulling off. It's a fun time. Omitnak is a much more straightforward drum and bass cut. It's a great showcase of the group's skill set in this area as they blend together some super addicting drum patterns and amen chops with their love of using vocal samples as an instrument of sorts. It's hard, it's fast. I don't typically enjoy drum and bass songs, but this one still manages to catch my attention. It does sound kinda out of place on the album, and I do think it would have worked better on a third Depot EP, but hey, it's a fun song. Sport Cut follows that up, and is the only true miss on the album for me. It's a house song, but it's just not my brand of house. While I can get behind very repetitive house music that's typically in a dance context, think French house, which this song is not. I'm not well versed in house subgenres, but I can tell you it's really repetitive, doesn't seem to change it up at any point, and it uses some really loud and deep bass that is almost too loud and too deep. And this is coming from someone who likes future funk. If it's too loud and deep for me, that's a problem. It's like Omitnak if it was house and bad. This album gets back into a kind of pop direction on UFO-Mie featuring Guess the Hair Kid, doing some rap over a bouncy house-ish instrumental. There's definitely valid reasons to not like this song, but it's just so fun. fun. The flow is really simple, and the rapping itself strays into lyrical miracle territory more often than is comfortable, but this song is perfectly made to get you dancing. The rapping is buried lower down in the mix behind the drums and some synth effects, and that's to the song's benefit. It ends up with my brain focusing more on the sound and texture of the rapping than the actual context, and that's probably how this is best done. Those drums and synth effects are super energetic and make this song feel like it would be best used on a dance floor, because I end up dancing around in my chair whenever this comes on. This song has its flaws, but they're made up for by its overwhelming strengths. Phase Shift is titled Skit, but it's more of an ending interlude to UFO-Mie than anything else. It probably doesn't need to be on the album, and you could maybe say the same for Playback as well, which is 2 minutes of ambient-inspired vibes that really just sets the tone for the last couple songs on this album. You know, you got a lot of fast-paced house, pop, and rap songs before this, so this is a nice transition to the slower cooldown of the last 2 songs. Terminal serves to wrap the album back around to earlier portions, as it uses the same vocal sample from KICK&GO in pretty much the complete opposite context. That song is bouncing off the walls at all times, while Terminal is more laid back and atmospheric, similar to something that would show up on C-Voice. I do actually really enjoy the change of pace here. I have no idea if it's one of the members of Pasocom Music Club or some uncredited feature singing here, or even if it's a sample, but their voice matches the instrumental perfectly. This song is chill and bittersweet and great. Speaking of chill and bittersweet and great, we have the closing track, Day After Day. Pasocom Music Club is once again fantastic at choosing their guests, as Mei Takahashi works perfectly on this very atmospheric and spacious instrumental. Her voice is really able to fill the space and take over the track, similar to some songs on C-Voice. A couple videos back, I talked about the song Reflection by Tofu Beats, and how it was one of my favorite songs of last year. It's a very beautiful and bittersweet song, with an incredible performance from a guest singer, and an anxious instrumental that's always pushing you forwards. Day After Day feels like the 2023 version of Reflection. I love this song for pretty much all the same reasons I love that one, and it's got all the same things going for it. This song is more pop than that one though, with the bigger focus on melody and choruses, but it's still got the same very electronic sound and kind of experimental edge. And just like Reflection, this will go down as one of my favorite songs of the year. And also just like Reflection, it's not even the best song on the album. So that's Fine Line, not the Harry Styles album. I've been really interested in seeing how Pasocom Music Club would follow up their last album, and they just continue to diversify their sound in ways a lot of artists just aren't willing to do. They're willing to play around in so many different niches while still retaining their overall synth electronic motif, and they're able to make a lot of those different sounds work really well. They've got a super high ceiling, and they honestly just keep going up. I'm super excited for their future, and I'm giving this an 8.5 out of 10. It's awesome. Real quick, sorry for the inconsistent upload schedule. Here's my diploma. Anyway, like, comment, sub, check out Radio Star by Subway Daydream. I've been really liking that song recently. Bye!